What is up, y'all? How is everybody? I'm good. It's Tuesday night. We're here for Totally Tuesday. It's time for our weekly Oracle manifestation reading. We're using the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue. Hope everybody's doing well. We are just checking in to see what we need to know for our highest good for the week. What is going to help us to tap into our potential, to overcome our shortcomings and maybe our shadow side, the things that hold us back, or those patterns that keep us trapped. Let yourself receive. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apology. Yeah, I mean, if people are trying to help you or connect with you or, just do something kind, maybe just accept it. It's like we're so quick to be like, no, and push people away and push help away. But when we do that, it's like we are pushing the universe away too. And if we're not open to receive, then it's like we're telling the universe like we're not open to receive. It closes the vessel, right? We want to be an open vessel, open to receive. So it's like, how easily can you receive a compliment without being like, oh no, can you just take it? How easily can you receive a gift that's been unearned, right? Or even being compensated fairly. Are you able to receive? Or do you feel guilty? Do you feel shame because you don't feel worthy, right? Do you feel inadequate? And so you don't feel like you deserve? Really check in this week because it is ultimately that sense of deservingness and self-worth that allows for the manifestation to occur. Otherwise, it's blocked. We can't receive if we don't feel worthy. And if we don't feel worthy, then when we're tested, when we're put under the pressure or tempted with something, very close but not quite, it's like, are we going to cave? Are we going to settle? Are we going to lose hope because we don't feel like that we're worthy of receiving, the ultimate what we want? So yeah, everything just boils down to, and it's like, our self-worth and our deservingness is going to determine like what we'll settle for, what we'll tolerate, what we'll put up with, whether it be in love or in work or in, our platonic relationships. Oh, again, music for manifesting. That's been coming up a lot. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. So yeah, I think it's because music is so good at evoking emotion and feeling. And it's the heart center, it's our feelings that really make us magnetic for our desire and what we want to manifest. It's that feeling. The thoughts and our visualization and our clarity about what we want, that sends out the signal to send in the order. But it's the magnetism. The magnetism comes from the passion and the desire in the heart. And so to me, music is so good for picking out like a vibe or a mood you want to be in to get really pumped or to get really like feel in that feeling state that you want to be in when the manifestation has come to fruition, right? Like imagine you in the state of having the manifestation that you want. What's the music that gets you into the feeling that you would feel while you're living in that state of having your wish fulfilled, but it also being fulfilling, right? All right. What else do we need to know this week that will help us unlock our potential, get past blocks? Okay, rest. You've been working hard, take a nap and get some rest. So if you have a chance to sort of take it easy or just let your mind relax or if you have some extra time for self-care or just light chores and things that kind of like, I love gardening, right? Because it's something I can get busy with, but let my mind wander and process things while I'm doing it. And so, yeah, maybe you've been running and running and running, and you haven't had time to really just contemplate all of the transformation and change that's been happening lately. And our body even needs rest to acclimate and like regenerate all of the new light and ground that in. It's very exhausting to our nervous system. So yeah, rest is really good. Also because rest is part of the manifestation process too. Rest implies trust. Rest implies letting go. Rest is release, right? It implies that you trust enough to go to sleep and not have your guard up. But even beyond that, it's like when you are asleep, your subconscious isn't working against you. Like, you're not sitting there going like, ooh, well, is this possible? I don't know. What if I don't deserve it? It's just like, you're at that point when you're asleep, it's like your desire has been asked for out in the universe, and the universe can actually do its work trying to move the parts and pieces while you're asleep, since you aren't consciously awake and having thoughts that then prompt other thoughts that then like get your subconscious churning with all of those unconscious beliefs and hidden limiting and conflicting desires and all that. So rest. Give it a rest for a second. If there's something that you've been really like all go about, or really on, maybe you've been pouring a lot into a project, maybe it's just good to just walk away from it for a couple of days, just to let things rebuild. Like letting yourself rest will help you build the inspiration and like the motivation again. These came out in the cluster, and I felt like they were all together as a story. So our other card that was right behind rest is soulmates. New romance with a spiritual basis is here for you now. Watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. And self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. So letting yourself receive, watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Self-forgiveness, letting go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. So it's hard to receive if you don't feel you deserve. If you're carrying around guilt, if you're carrying around a sense that you are inevitably flawed or inherently flawed or whatever. Yeah, you have to forgive yourself of all the things that all the times and all the things that you did when you just weren't as aware as you are now. You hadn't come as far. You did the best you could at the time, right? But don't beat yourself up about it forever. And there could be like deep underlying fears of inadequacy or undeservingness that were there from, a very young age, that kept getting reinforced with similar experiences as you grew older that you didn't even connect, right? And so all of those things may have left you with a sense of feeling shame and guilt and undeserving. And it's funny too, because our energy forecast for the week on Sunday, which that is a really good video, and it will give you a lot of context about what is happening and unfolding this week. But there was a theme about healing sexual guilt and shame, because sacral chakra had come up, revelation, death, and release, I think, or separation. And so yeah, it was all about taking a deeper look into, the shame that we held around, our like sex and our relationship to that and relationships and all of that. So very interesting. But yeah, forgiving the self this week, getting rid of that shame and that guilt so that we can feel worthy. so that we can know our own worth and grow our own worth and be able to be open to receiving, right? Because if you feel ashamed and you feel guilty and you feel wrong or bad, or if you don't love yourself enough, you're not going to feel like you deserve, and you won't be able to receive. So forgiving the self is big this week. Watching your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. So try to focus on, and this is about like that rest. It's like, give it a rest. Like, don't obsess over fatalistic thoughts. Don't feed into thoughts of what you don't want to happen. Cut them off at the root. Don't go there. Change your thoughts and set them on what you do want to happen. And listen to music for manifesting. But it's important to think about only the outcome that you want to happen. That's why rest is important. This is more than just sleep, but it is about that mental letting go, just relaxing and surrender and not being anxious or neurotic about something, or like trying to grasp and control. I can't believe how much this is tying into like my personal reading for the week, the energy forecast, and our anchor message. So be sure and go back and watch Sunday and Monday's videos if you guys haven't, because they're all building on each other. Yeah, and I feel like, this theme this week really seems to be very relationship oriented. I feel, I don't feel like it's as much about money, but money and love are related. And so, a lot of our dreams and things that we're working towards, they're like a mirror for our love life as well, because our self-worth is going to affect both of those things. Do you feel that you're worthy of showing up for yourself and completing steps towards your goals? Are you going to self-sabotage, right? Once you get that goal or get that money or whatever, are you just going to blow it and it's not even going to count? It's not going to mean anything? Or are you going to put it towards something that can grow, right? That can, generate some interest or value for you later. But yeah, something tells me that there could be potential to be preoccupied with something like an issue this week, and it might even revolve around a soulmate relationship. And even this could be romantic soulmate, but this could also be a platonic soulmate, a friend or a family member. But yeah, there may be some preoccupation around something happening that may be turbulent or confusing or difficult, that will make you feel like, oh, I can't receive, I feel guilty, or something about something happening to do with a relationship this week. Is I feel like it's going to challenge your sense of deservingness. It's going to make you want to feel silly or ashamed. And you're going to want to beat yourself up about it, but you really can't. You have to forgive yourself, because that is kind of like the test in this challenge. Because if you can forgive yourself, then you'll be open to receiving the blessing. But if you beat yourself up and you get more and more in shame, you're going to close off the vessel because you won't feel deserving. And it doesn't matter how magnetic you are and how clear your signal is. If you don't feel like you deserve and you're not worthy, that manifestation can come in and it will bounce right back off. So, deservingness. Watch your thoughts. Literally feed the thoughts that you want to happen. Visualize those in your mind. Use your imagination. Speak out loud and pray about it. But also rest, release. Don't try to put a lot of effort forth in this direction this week. It's more like do the energy work, do the spiritual work. Set the stage spiritually instead of taking outward action toward. When we adjust ourselves and transform on the inside, it can increase exponentially the way that things are unfolding in our outer life, or set you up for such harmonious smoothness and flow that you're better off to take your time and start from within rather than without. Because if you try to fix material situations with material solutions, it's only ever going to be temporary. It's like putting, chewing gum in a hole to plug up a boat from leaking. It's not going to last, because everything in the inside that got everything fucked up in the first place is still going to be there getting everything fucked up again. So get unfucked up, heal, and do the transformation before you try to make a lot of effort in the outer world. Because even if you do and you get everything nicely in place, everything that's not in place on the inside is going to end up moving everything on the outside again anyway, right? Or not working out or falling through, right? Things have to be primed and ready. Divine timing has been a big theme coming up over the past several weeks. And we're still in the shadow of eclipse season, and Mercury retrograde. And so all of the things that were like popping off during that time period are still sort of like festering and fizzling out, and there's still residue and all of that. So yeah, I would say just let things percolate, relax, let go. We have no control anyway. The only thing that we have control over is our desire. Our desire and the way we choose to cultivate our thoughts and our feelings, right? Like the thoughts will pop in our head, and maybe we can't help it when they pop in our head at first, but we can help it by saying, you know what, I'm going to think about something else. Or I'm going to pray that like the Holy Spirit can help me change my mind about this, or see it differently, to think about it differently, and not, continue on down this, beating this drum or investing in this story, right? So yeah, guys, I feel good. I feel like overall this is a really impactful week. I feel like it's a week of like deep revelation. And so, yeah, I think that it's good to sort of tune inward and reflect and do the inner work this week for sure. And if there are things that you can do towards your goal that will move you forward, but it doesn't have to be like this big aggressive push, right? Just, let things unfold at their own pace, and just relax and trust and uncertainty, and try to surrender in faith, knowing that the Creator has a plan and is in control, and everything can turn in your favor in a moment's notice, but you have to believe. All right, you guys. Well, I am sleepy. I am still tired from this crazy weekend, from Mother's Day and all the mayhem. And then we've been really busy at the restaurant this week. We've had a couple of big conventions in town. So we're always just crazy in there. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Like this video, please. It will help me so much get into the algorithm. I just tried so hard to break through. Subscribe to the channel. Do your girl a favor. We talked about that. Share. Tell all your friends and family. Go door to door. Evangelize. Just kidding. Yeah, and if you don't know what to say in the comments, just leave me an emoji. I'm appreciative of that. I love it. It helps, and I know it takes the pressure off. You know what? Leave me a moon and a star. That's what I want. If you don't even know what emoji to use, if you're a Libra and you're like, oh no, I can't decide, just leave me a moon and stars. All right, y'all, ciao.